Hey, what's up, dudes? I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about whether or not you should still be counting calories while losing weight, or if you shouldn't. So let's get right into it. So there are a lot of people that tell you that you don't need to count calories while losing weight, but I actually disagree. I think that no matter what you do, whether that's intermittent fasting such as myself, or keto or juicing or whatever it is that you decide to do, maybe you put a little belt around your waist or whatever, you still need to count your calories either way. There was this study that I saw. You can actually lose weight without counting calories. All you would need to do is, if you have oatmeal for breakfast regularly, it says that it'd be a better option if you ate eggs, which is kind of silly every time I think about it because it doesn't really make sense to me, right? So for me, if I were to eat oatmeal, for example, what I normally do is I put sugar, about 2 tablespoons, I think, of sugar. I put cinnamon, I put bananas, and I think my oatmeal serving is about, it kind of depends. It's usually either a cup or 2 cups, or 40 grams or 80 grams, however you want to measure it. And then that's it. Sometimes it'll range from about 200 to 300 calories, and that's my meal. That's my breakfast, oatmeal. So it says that if you ate 2 eggs, for example, or an egg, whatever, or just eggs, right, as a replacement instead of oatmeal, you can lose weight without tracking calories. Now, I'm not really sure how many calories eggs have, but I think the last time I checked, one is about 60 to 70 calories, or 40, kind of depends, somewhere around there. So if I were to eat 2 of those, depending on how I prepare it, or let's say sunny side up or something, that's only going to be about a little over 100 calories, maybe about 150 at most for 2. So yeah, if you think about it, yeah, realistically, if you ate eggs, you'll be taking in less calories, obviously, compared to oatmeal. So if I were to just see it, if I could just see it on my plate, I compared 2 eggs compared to a bowl of oatmeal, I can, confidently say that, yeah, I am getting less calories if I chose the option of eating eggs instead of oatmeal. So yeah, I guess you can kind of say you don't really need to count the calories. You can just kind of tell by looking at it, which a lot of people can do, including myself. I can be honest, I don't always count my calories because I've been doing this for the longest time. I can kind of tell, how much my body needs or how much I'm taking in. But when people say if you still need to count your calories, yes, you still need to count your calories. Some people kind of go by it like what I was just saying. They kind of just see by their portions, You can kind of separate it. You have your carbs, you have your proteins, and you have your fats. So if you were to choose that egg option, for example, I can, you can kind of split your plate, by just looking at it. I'd have 2 eggs on one side, and then I like to eat my eggs with rice, so I'd have that on one side, and then, my last space, little bit of space that I have, I'd have like vegetables or something. So I can easily tell that that's definitely a lot less calories than I'm taking in compared to oatmeal. Same thing with the oatmeal. If I just, poured some oatmeal in my bowl and then add a little bit of sugar, some of this, same thing. You still don't need to count your calories because you can tell how much you're taking in. Now, not everyone's able to do that. Sometimes they kind of just go, okay, let me just do this, pour as much as I want, and that's it, And then consciously, they don't know that they're actually above their calories, which by the end of the day, they won't be losing weight. They will either be gaining or maintaining. So there's this thing I want you to try, okay? Let's say you have this amount of rice, right? And you have this amount of rice. Which one do you think is more? Okay, now tell me which one do you think has more calories? Cool, so now that we've done that, we've kind of already found out how many calories there were based on the portion size without physically counting the calories. But if you think about it, technically you're still counting the calories. Now let me put it like this. Say for breakfast I had about 1 cup of oatmeal or 2 eggs. Doesn't matter. That's my breakfast, it's done. And for lunch, let's say I had like chicken breast or something, or fish, along with some rice and maybe some vegetables on the side. That's my lunch. And for dinner, I had like, I don't know, some beef something, or if you're vegetarian, maybe tofu or whatever, and you portion that out, you had one portion of protein, portion of carbs, portion of fats, and that's it. That's the end of my day. And I can tell that I'm already below my calories because I knew how much I took in based on the portion size. But if you had another person who did the same exact thing, except their portion sizes were like double the size of mine, they're not going to lose weight. So if you have somebody that's like that, or if that's you, then you would kind of need to count your calories still, because you don't really know how to portion out your, is that a thing? Portion out? You don't really know how to properly space out your meals, you know? Sometimes people can have a lot of protein with very little carbs and fats, or it can be the other way around. They can have a lot of carbs, very low protein, very low fat. It just depends on what they like. And yeah, that's pretty much how it works. So going back to the oatmeal egg thing that I read on Google, you can eat eggs and without tracking your calories, but that can be said about anything. Like take for example something that you enjoy eating, like a dessert, like let's say chocolate, like a Hershey bar. If you ate that for breakfast, no problem. If that was the only thing you ate that entire day, you will still lose weight and you still enjoy that Hershey bar. I don't recommend that though, since that's obviously not healthy, but you know what I mean. Same thing with the eggs. If you portioned it out properly, and that was, you know, your other two meals were, you know, decent, just like your breakfast, you don't need to count your calories because you know that your options were healthy. Same thing can be said about the oatmeal. If you ate oatmeal for breakfast, along with your two other meals during the day, and they were healthy options, you will still lose weight and you didn't need to count calories. So it really kind of depends on the person. If you're someone that's like, okay, if I eat this cake, I'm pretty sure I'm still below my calories, you know? Which can be true, but in most cases, they don't know what they're talking about. Another example could be like if you were to go to McDonald's or something, or Burger King, whatever fast food place you like going to. You will see that it says, like say if you ordered a Big Mac or something from McDonald's, it'll actually show you how many calories that is. The only problem with that is that it's not 500 calories, if that's what it said. How do I know this? Because I wasn't there when they were putting the ingredients and everything and the portion size, so I can confidently say that that's not really 500 calories. It can be it can be way more than that if you take into consideration the oil, the amount of oil that was used, things like that. So just know that whenever you eat fast food, it's a lot more than they're telling you. So do you need to count your calories still to lose weight? Well, yes and no. Yes, if you don't really know how to, you know, track your portion size and everything, but no if you know what you're doing. So in case you haven't really gotten it already, this can be another example. Some people like to cook their own oatmeal by themselves, put things that, you know, that they like, and some people actually like to buy oatmeal from the store that are already done for you. You know, like the flavored ones, sometimes you have apple flavored, peach, whatever. So in those, it shows you the amount of sugar that was put in there, but like I said, you weren't there when they physically put the sugar in, so you don't really know. Compared to if you were to do it yourself at home, where you really get a spoon full of sugar, put it in, put another spoonful of sugar, that's a whole lot less than those packaged oatmeals have. Which brings me to my other point. It makes it a lot easier to, you know, track your calories without physically counting them if you avoid eating fast food and making everything yourself. So that's usually what they mean when they say that you don't need to count your calories to lose weight. And I agree, you don't. You can kind of just tell by visually looking at your plate and saying, okay, so I have this portion of food here, over here, and over here, into 3 parts, or 2, depending on how much you like to eat. And then boom, you didn't have to count anything. Grab my water real quick. Which now brings me to my next point, which is experimenting. What do I mean by experimenting? Well, take this video for example. I'm telling you that you still need to count your calories. At the same time, I'm also telling you that you don't need to count your calories in order to lose weight. So by experimenting, I mean put in what I'm telling you, apply it to yourself, and try it out. Maybe you don't need to count your calories. Maybe you already know how much you're taking in. So try it out and see if it works for you. And if it doesn't, then you would need to do the other option, which is counting your calories. So you can visually see how much you're taking in. And when you do that, you're almost guaranteed to lose weight 100%. So that's what I mean by experimenting. Kind of like when I started intermittent fasting a long time ago, I thought that it was this thing where it tells me when and when not to eat, and I can just eat whatever I want and how much I want. Which kind of worked because I was below my calories without even knowing. But later down the road, I noticed I hit a plateau where nothing was happening anymore. So that's when I found out, oh yeah, I'm still above my calories. So yeah, always remember to experiment. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's as simple as that. So going back to what I was saying again at the beginning, do you need to count your calories still to lose weight? Yes, if you don't know how to set portions for yourself properly, and no, if you kind of know already, what you're doing. You can kind of tell, okay, if I eat this, I'm not really getting that many calories, Then, at that point, you don't need to count at all. So, that's it. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like, and click that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so that you don't miss any future videos just like this. Also, don't forget to leave a comment below letting me know what you think. Do you think you still need to count calories, or not? And with that said, I will see you guys next time.